when the young couple meets, the girl and the guy meet, and she gets pregnant. And then the first option is to have an abortion. And of course, when they have the abortion, now, instead of having a purpose to raise that child or to love that child, they have killed that purpose. So you'll find that the relationship disappears. They lose, they separate from each other. Whereas if they have the child, they will have a purpose. You see? And those of you who have children knows that when you have a baby at home, you're anxious to leave your job. You don't want to overtime anymore. Because you have motivation, you have purpose. And our young men and women are not taught this. That when you get married and you have a baby, it mends the marriage closer. It brings it closer. Because why? There's purpose. Okay? I'm not saying go and have a baby. I'm showing that purpose and motivation is important. Now if you have, because the baby is there, the father and mother is motivated to live. They're motivated to bring up that child. Motivation. So motivation comes from purpose. So if you have no purpose, there is no motivation. And therefore life is like dead. Right? That's why you have to find purposes in life. One must find purpose, or else your life will be empty. So now, the kid understands. Okay? And you think kids understand probably better. Okay. So now, you must find purpose. So if you are living in a life right now where you feel like you have nothing going for you, you have nothing happening for you, then you should find a purpose. And the purpose can be anything. It can be an internet, it can be anything that you feel that you want, you like, that you want to do and serve. So that's why in temples, when people come and help in the temple, they do things for the temple, they serve, they have a purpose in life. And that brings them closer to happiness. Without purpose, there is no happiness. So, what is the purpose? Sacrifice also. You know, the simple wife and husband has purpose. You know what she does? She cooks, she cleans, she prepares everything because she wants the guy to be happy when he comes home. Right? Right? Of course, she has a motivation too. Her motivation is for love. But she sacrifices, she does all this. This is her purpose all day, to do that. And then the guy, he's working, he's busy paying his bills and doing all the things. Why? Because his purpose is to make his love happy, make his wife happy. So again, there's purpose. Right? So there are many couples who come and their life is unhappy and they have no love because she doesn't cook. She doesn't cook. So what's the purpose now? His purpose now is get the food in the restaurant. Right? Her purpose is I will just walk around all day, spend some time on the internet and everything, and don't cook. See? Now there's no purpose. Right? Now I'm not saying that you should be cooking all day, but you do the cooking for the purpose of pleasing the other person. So the purpose of the cooking is not really to cook, but is to make the other person happy. So that's what love, that's what brings happiness. It makes me happy to serve you. It makes you happy to serve your mother or your father. Right? And of course, just serve. You know, don't quarrel with mom. Don't quarrel with dad, because you know what I mean. Nobody ever wins their mother. Mother is right no matter what. Even if she's wrong. Even if she's wrong, she's still right. Mother is always right. So you can never fight mother. But you know what? You can serve mother. And you feel better. You get blessed and everything. So that's what we need to do. Purpose is a service to ourselves. Right? So find something to do. Find some purpose where you can make a sacrifice for another person. And that's why we call it relationship. In other words, we're all one. We're all standing in the same earth, breathe the same air, and everything. You know? And don't think that when you say your mantras, it doesn't work. It does work. Because when you say the mantra, it vibrates the air. The person has to breathe the air, right? So when the person breathes the air, so if you say, well, you know, I want this guy to come to me. I love him. I want him to come back to me. And you're saying the mantra, he breathed that air. That air has the vibration. So when you put out a wish and you say, I wish for this or I want this, the universe hears you. It does hear you. And you know my favorite one is when I want to win the court cases. And the person cannot reach the judge. Of course you can't reach the judge. The judge is too high. So you're praying for the judge to give you a fair deal. So we do what we call a Agnihotra, which is called a fire ritual. So you call the judge's name and everything in the prayer, in the mantra. And then he has to breathe the air. So something happens and you win the court case. It's amazing. That we think that when we say a mantra it doesn't have any effect. It does. In the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word is God. Magic. So what you say can create a lot of energy. That's why we say the mantras. And the purpose of the mantra is to say good things. Say always that my wish should come true. Right? We are all part of the earth. You know, when the pastor says from dust to dust, it means you are dust to dust. You are energy. Every one of you is a ball of energy that's unique. And each ball of energy, it reacts to every little substance you put in your body, your food, your desires, everything, and it changes colors. That's what we call the aura. That's why everyone has an aura. And the colors of this ball of energy can tell you how the person is doing according to their aura. And each of one of us have a bank account in the universe. And that bank account measures how much good you have done, how much karma you have, good. And the minute you take a mortgage, or you take a credit card and take credit, that means your positive karmas now become all negative. Because you've been overtaken by the future, you've sold your soul to the future. So that creates unhappiness. And Christ did tell you about that. He says, I'm dying for your sins now. I don't want you to have debt. You must not owe anymore. Because the man that owes, his soul is already destined for hell. I'm always here to teach you to solve your problems. Because problems come not because sometimes of your own fault, but from karma, from parents, from everything. And we need to clear it out. And as I was saying, 2012 is coming. It's a time when you want to have the knowledge so that you can be at the right place at the right time. And that's why the life code and the books and everything, it's all free. Our meditation is free on YouTube, everything. You know, you go ahead and do it. Money should never be a block to your life. Money is just a form of material thing. What's important is how you feel.